Dr. Olaseinde Kehinde Femi to proceed. Doc.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Scholar Hash. I want to appreciate you for this kind gesture. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. And to God be the glory. And I want to appreciate and congratulate all the scholars that are available for this webinar. And I promise you it's taking and it will be highly informative. Please, I'll take you on a ride. And I beseech you, please get a pen and so that you're going to have all the necessary information that will help you navigate journey. I want to congratulate you once more. It's not an easy task. It's a rigorous process, scaling through the process of the interview and being shortlisted, and it's just the start of a journey in which I assure you, Germany is one of the best places you can. And I'm going to be starting with what's after the scholarship, so that if you have the necessary information, you won't be wandering up and down. You know what to do and quickly act. We were unable to get the necessary information. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clearly. I'm sure it applies to others too.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Now, it's going to help us to get through the route, and when you can see further than your mates only because you stood on. Take this webinar as a means of standing on giant shoulder to know more about the processes. Now, what next after the scholarship? The first thing to do is to go to the portal and accept the offer. It's an offer. So when you're giving the offer, the first thing to do is to accept it. You can decline the offer, you can accept the offer. So you can just go to the portal and accept the offer first. Then afterwards, I will itemize them so that you know how to follow suit. You understand? But believe me or not, scholars in Germany are of two types. We have DAD scholar, which is PTDF DAD scholar, and the PTDF non-DAD scholar. I believe we're all familiar with that. So on that note, I will be giving you the tips, what you know, what you need to know about that. But I will be limited by time and secondly, and by space, so that in and share their own experiences. We understand. So the first thing to do is to accept the scholarship offer on the PTDF portal. The second is to fill your academic references, the referee. We have one academic referee and the other one non-academic referee. You have to fill the form. Just one, go for your medicals, go to Abuja. You're going to receive a mail and go to Abuja to receive to do the medicine you upload on the in which the someone clinic is going to send the PTDF portal. When they send it to them, then you can get your award letter in which it will comprise of everything you want to do, like comprise the amount, the scholarship, your amount for per year. It depends. I just don't want to lay emphasis on that. It all depends on the city you're going. There is one thing about do your personal on the cost of living of the city you go. You need to do a personal research, varies per city. Like I got two offers, one in the Institute of New Energy in Gloucester, and I got another one in FAU. So I decided to go to FAU because I know what I want. Like you need to know what you want out of it. Like you need to be certain about what you want. So upon that now, admission and supervisor went for PhD for is go to the site of the school, check the the academic calendar of the schools that are open for admission, then apply. You understand what you need to do, how to secure a supervisor. That's what I'll be laying emphasis. Now, the process is how you can get the supervisor, in which you can get the supervisor. The first thing you need to do is to go to search engine, e.g. like Google, ask.com. Then you can prompt of material science in Germany with their details. I'm prompting the search engine. Now you're going to have list of. That's why I said the first thing you need to do is to understand what you want. Don't just do things. Okay, I need to leave to Germany, like babies, so that you won't go and step into a city in which you won't be able to like now when you prompt it, you have your list. Then you can now use AI. I always recommend AI if it's being used ethically. So you prompt AI, then you can use AI like your Bard, Playground, Poll, Perplexity, Gemini, or what have you. You can use your AI and search for the list of professors also, like professors in Germany. Please, I'm just using that material science because that is my field. It's like let's just use it as a dummy. Like you can put list of professor in artificial intelligence in Germany. You're gonna have it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can I continue?
Yes, please continue.
Please, I'm just trying to carry the other listener along so that they can hear what I'm saying. That it won't be as if I'm just talking to myself.
So guys, if there are
Okay.
any problems, highlight in the chat box so that we know if there are any problems.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that. That's fine. So we can use any of the AI, such as Bard, Playground, Poll, Perplexity, Gemini, and what have you, to search for the list of professors. Now, I have something like I said, I use 50:1 from when I was doing mine. I use 50:1. Now, 50, if I mail 50 professors, I expect one response. So if I'm mailing 100, if I'm code mailing 100 professors, I'm expecting 2 response. So it's all dependent. That is for my own statistic that I did. If I'm code mailing 200 professors, that means I'm expecting 4 response, at least. At least. Do we understand that? So when you use that, then you can filter your information. So when you filter your information, when you have the list of professors that are working that is similar to what you're doing. So when you have their list, then you can now go to ResearchGate. You go to ResearchGate, Google Scholar, Core, Science.gov, or Directory of Open Access Journal, LinkedIn, or any of those platforms that I made mention. Then go and search for the work of that professor. Now, when you're searching for the work of such professor, you look at what piques interest, like what is interested in, what is doing, what is interested in. And mind you, there are some laboratories that are funded. There are some laboratories that are funded. I got the laboratory that is funded. So there are some laboratories that are funded in which you can subscribe to such laboratory. You might not know until you message or you could mail the professor, and it might be mute with that. It won't tell you maybe it's funded or not, since you have your funding already, and they will be eager to receive you, since it's not going to give them more issue because we are coming with a fund. It's not like someone that is being that is not funded, like you want to become a teaching assistant or graduate assistant in the laboratory in which they have to be catering for your needs. So it's all different. Or you're coming with your fund, so they'll be eager to receive you. Now, when you filter the information, then you check which of the professor works align with yours. Then you can pick one or two of their papers that interest you and read, so that when you're code mailing them, you can refer to one of their paper Now they will know that you've done your assignment. They will know that, okay, you've done the needed, the needful on that, what you need to do, you've done it. So when they see it, they will know, okay, this guy is good. Okay, they can always respond to you and hear you out. Do you understand that? So they can always hear you out when you do that. And when you do that, also always look at the references of such professor. Right, look at the references, because when you're checking the references, you will see that they were able to cite some of those other professors that is in that field in their references. So how will you know that those in their references are from Germany? This is how you're going to know. When you check them, pick the name, then maybe search, go to Google Scholar, go to ResearchGate and search for the name of the professor. When you see, you check the details of the professor, so you know where the professor comes from. So you can always subscribe and reach out to such professor. Do we understand that? So when we're able to do that, then you're on the page and you'll be expecting a response from them. And I always tell people that are code mailing that whenever you're code mailing, you must be constantly checking your mail, because the mail can come, and how swift you are in responding goes a long way. So when you're able to quickly engage the professor, they will know, okay, this guy is serious, he knows what he's doing. Do we get that? So you have to search that and code mail. So when you code mail this professor, when he sees you and see what interests him, he will always reach out to you. Then I do tell people that are code mailing that whenever you're code mailing, make your subject be appealing. Now, what did I mean by subject being happy? Like your subject on the mail must be compelling when the supervisor or your prospect sees it, because when you're code mailing, when you send a message to the professor, it is the message that will prompt him. When it prompts him, that is the subject that will prompt him. Now, I will give you an instance. Like if you're sending a message or you're code mailing a professor, when you're code mailing a professor, you can use a kind of dummy like this. Like you get the email, you've gotten the contact of the professor, so you can just put the subject like expression of interest as a PhD candidate in your prestigious laboratory, or expression of interest as graduate research assistant in your prestigious laboratory or university. Now, when you see such, he's going to check out, okay, this is, if it's with a vacancy in his laboratory, he want to hear you out. He want to hear you out and see what you have. And in the subject, like in the message when you're sending to him, make sure that you let him know that you're funded already by PTDF. So when he sees that you're funded already by F, and you're able to tell him that you have you are working in line with what he's doing, and you're able to refer to one of the papers that he has done or what he has published, you understand, he will know that you have done your assignment, you have done your research about him, so he can always welcome you and reach out to you. Let me just read a kind of a dossier, like let me just read the dummy to you so that you can just have an idea about what I'm talking about. And expression of interest as graduate research assistant / PhD candidate in your prestigious laboratory or university. Dear Professor Sostosh. Now, putting dear Professor, this day, you make it a kind of formal enough. You understand? Trust my message finds you well. Are you with me? Trust your message. My message finds you well. I am so from Nigeria with a fully funded scholarship by Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF. Most of them are conversant with PTDF Scholars and DHAD. And there is a good news about PTDF Scholars. They are doing well. If you do your research very well, you know that PTDF Scholars are doing very well in Germany. So they can always accommodate us when they come in as a PTDF scholar. So you can just tell the the professor what you hold masters in so my BSc, so if you're with the first class, you try and sell yourself. I have first class in so. If you're the best graduate student in your set, you put it there. So just to sell yourself. Now, there's one thing that is so essential too, like very, very essential, very, very essential. When you're sending a code rate to the professor or any of the professor, make sure that all your documents are in one file, like PTDF folder, like PDF file, just one. Don't be sending your MSc certificate one, your BSc certificate two, your award letter three, notification of award four. Pile everything together inside a file and forward it, attach it, send it as an attachment to the mail you send forth. So when they see it and they've been able to read about you, they will open the folder, they will open that file once. When they open it and see it, they will just keep scrolling up and be checking. They don't have time. If you're sending them one after the other, they don't have time and be sending, opening, closing, opening. And moreover, before you send the message, it's more preferable to be on the safe side. Now, let me tell you something. When you're done with the body of the mail, when you're done with before sending it, make sure you use Google Translator and translate it under that English that you've done. Translate it to German beneath, under it, before adding the attachment. Do you understand that? So if you have English on top, you have the German beneath. Then you can do your attachment, make your attachment, just add the attachment to the single file, add it to it, and forward it to the professor. I said, don't forget what I said earlier, that if you're sending it forth, make sure that you're set to as many as possible, like 50:1. So if you are expecting response, it depends, because Jam is not for the weak. To be candid with you, it's not for the weak. We have to be patient enough. You have to be patient enough, and you need information. Information. It's the information that will make you go far in life. So we need information. So please work around that. You get that? So when you place it there, you put it under it in German, and you send it and be expecting all your prospective professors. Now, all the attachments, like I have a dummy, but maybe I'm going to relate it with Scholar Hash, and maybe you can use that. That was the time I was code mailing some professors, and with time, I didn't get a response. Like no response over time, like 5 days. I got worried. What will I do? And we need to secure a professor. Before that, we attend to all, giving a deadline. So, but later now, and I have to do more consultation. I discovered that the right thing. So until I was able to get the needed, was why I was okay. This is what I need to do. And upon doing the needful, I got the response. Do you understand? So sometimes you might be sending code mailing and be sending mail to some professors, and we still going to the right thing. So you need to go back to your drawing board and always consult people that are ahead and do the work. Am I still communicating, please? Are you with me? Can I get the response to know that people are listening to me? Hello?
Yes, except that a lot of persons,
Hello?
people are saying you are fast.
Yes, we are with you. We can hear you.
Yes, we can listen, right? We can hear you.
Okay, am I too fast?
Yes.
Am I too fast?
Yes, sir, you are too fast,
Hello?
sir.
That's why I need a response. That's why I need a response so that people can always. I'm too fast.
Yes, you are too fast.
You are too fast, sir.
Hello?
You are too fast.
I'm
We
too
are
fast.
missing a
Sorry
lot
about
of
that.
points.
I'm too fast. Too fast. Okay. You're missing a lot. Okay. Let me try and recapitulate so that you'll be able to get the message. Let me try and recapitulate. Do you understand? Let me try and recapitulate. Are you with me now?
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
Like I said earlier,
Yes.
let me recapitulate by let me recapitulate by telling you how to code mail a professor so that like I said earlier, I said if you can see further than your mate, it is only because you stood on Jan's shoulder. Now, to stand on Jan's shoulder, you need information so that you'll be able to see far and move fast. So I said this is how to code mail a professor. No, they have various means. We have various means as an academia in which you can code mail a professor. Now, if you are doing the needful, the professor is going to respond to you. Is going to respond. Going to respond. Do you understand? So the professor is going to respond. Like I said, I got to offer. Like I got to offer like one in the Institute of New Energy in Blue Star, in which the cost of living over there is expensive. That was why I dropped that. And I got another one in FAU, Department of Material Science and Engineering, in Olaseinde University, Erlangen-Nürnberg, in Germany. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can. Yes,
Okay.
we can hear
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Now I said, this is how you're going to go about code mailing a professor. I said, your subject must be compelling, because that is what is going to prompt the professor in order to know if he's going to mail or not. There are some professors, when they see the subject, like, what is this? They will just delete it when it's not appealing to them. Do you understand? So when you're code mailing a professor, your subject must be appealing. You must sell. It's the subject sell you that will prompt the professor to open that mail. I was doing the wrong thing over time, and I got and I was not feeling happy. So I need that, like, okay, I need to go back to my drawing board. So I have to consult people, scholars in Germany, and thank God, because people came to my rescue and I was able to do the right thing. Upon doing the right thing, I got different responses, and it was wonderful. Later I discovered, no, this is the way I ought to have done things, and I was doing it in the wrong way before. And I don't want you to fall inside that same pit. So you'll be able to do the needful and be able to meet the deadline. Do we understand that? Okay. I said, if you're sending a code mail to a professor, the first thing to do, you can just write something like that. You understand? I'm just using my own idea and what I got, like the information that I had within my disposal. Like expression of interest, like graduate research assistant in your prestigious laboratory / university. Now, you're expressing an interest about the professor. You know, I've told you earlier that you're going to search on Google, e.g. or you can use AI. If you're conversant with AI, just use your AI. Like I don't make mention of ChatGPT, maybe it's too common, so I don't subscribe to that. You can use Perplexity, Poll, Gemini, and what have you. And you can use ChatGPT. For me, I don't do things that are common. I always stand unique so that I don't go with group or something. Do you understand? So, but it's your choice. You can just settle for anyone that you think is convenient for you. But I'm just giving you a methodology in which you can just use to get things done. Now, you use that and search for professors in material science, in Germany. You understand? So it's going to give you a list of professors that are in Germany studying, that have laboratory in material science. Don't forget, don't limit yourself to professors. It's going to bring some doctors. It's going to bring associate professor. It's going to bring assistant professor. So you have them like that. There are some assistant professors that have their own personal laboratory, in which, apart from the funding you're coming with, there are some people that are lucky as a scholar, in which you are coming with PTDF fund, and upon getting to the lab, you're going to meet a laboratory that is well funded also. I got one in France, but I decided to go to Germany because Germany, best country in Europe, it has good academic system and good economy. Do you understand that? So that is just that. So you might be looking and get a laboratory that is funded. Sorry for the master students. Scholar Shino will be laying emphasis on that. I'm just dealing with PhD students on how to code mail, and will be laying emphasis on getting a block account, visa, and the rest. But I'll just lay emphasis on code mail and lay emphasis on how to secure an accommodation. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we
I'm
can
trying
hear you.
to
Yes, sir. We
reduce the
can hear you,
words
sir.
before you can.
Yes, sir, we can
Master
hear you.
Hey, that's why get a pen. Please get a pen. I beseech you. If you have a pen, it's going to go a long way for you. So just get a pen. Don't always pen something down. The faintest ink is better than the sharpest brain. It's going to help you. Okay? Can I continue?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, great. Now, you're going to have that. Then when you mail a professor, like I said, 50:1. When you mail, it's not an easy task mailing 50 professors. You can have a timetable for it. 3 days, I want to mail 50 professors. 3 days, I mail 50 professors, and I'm going to get the one response. So it's not an easy task. Now, within 3 days, if you budget like you want to do it for 2 weeks, 3 days, 50 professors. Now, within a week, within 2 weeks, at least you will have been able to finish with 200 professors. And thank God, like I said, AI is going to help you and list professors. And don't be rigid. Please don't be stereotyped to your field of study. Now, if you say a professor that is working along something that interests you, it might not be what you did or the proposal that helped you to get that the scholarship, PTDF scholarship. You might deviate a bit. When you deviate a bit, PTDF is still going to accommodate it. You understand? So you might deviate a bit and they will still accommodate. I can lay emphasis on mine because I major in renewable energy. I major in renewable energy, and now I'm working on materials that we can use for renewable energy. So I will work on the material, the characterization, and what have you. Then still work on the renewable energy. Do you understand? So please don't let us be stereotyped. We can be flexible when it comes to code mailing a professor, and regardless of that too, when you code mail a professor can suggest topics for you. And as a PhD scholar, you can always fine tune the topic. Like, okay, if he's suggesting a topic for you, you can always tell him, sir, can we work it around this? Can we do this? Can we do that? And it's going to listen to you, because you know that as a PhD scholar, you're grounded, and you know what you're doing and what you need to do. And regardless, lest I forget, what you're doing must be contributing to sustainable development. I must be able to build up human capacity. It's not that we want to do a research that will not place it on the shelf. No, we must do something that we must be able to implement. So don't let me digress. When you forward the mail to that professor, like I said, expression of interest as a PhD candidate in your prestigious laboratory. Now, the body of the mail, you can write something like this: Dear Professor, so. Trust my message finds you well. Now, I am so from Nigeria with a fully funded scholarship sponsored by Petroleum Technology Development Fund. You can see that I have to catch the attention of the professor by telling him I'm funded already. You understand? So when I'm able to write an appealing subject to the professor and able to see this thing appeals me, if we open the subject, open the mail, and sees that you are fully, and was able to see that you are fully funded, it's going to read further. Now, when it's reading further and it sees that,